In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to create a Squarespace portfolio website using the Kester template. The Kester template is available in the Squarespace template library. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to start from zero and get started. I'm here at squarespace.com/templates, and it's going to ask you a few questions. But since we already know which template we want to use, I'm just going to skip through these questions and you can do the exact same. Once you get to this page, we want to browse templates. And since I already know the name of the template, I'm going to come over here to all templates, do Command F for find, and then just type in, oh, it's right there, Kester. We are going to customize this template today. So let's go ahead and start with this design. I know there are some color preset options down here. We're just going to start and we will update the colors in a minute. The other way you can get started while this is setting up, so when you do it this way, Squarespace will give you 2 weeks of a free trial to test it out, build your website before you have to pay to upgrade. But if you would like an extended trial, I can actually hook you up with 6 months of a free Squarespace trial. So if you go to designingtheroad.com/Squarespace, put in your name and email there, I will shoot you over the instructions on how to get that trial. Just let me know when you respond to that email that you want me to set you up with this Kester template. So we'll just do my name here. And then I'm going to close out on that. Okay, so you can see we've got the template loaded here with some of their, I'll call it dummy content. And if I click over into pages, you can see we've got some demo pages as well. But before we get into customizing the template content and the page content, what I always like to do first is put in my site styles, or in other words, the fonts and the colors for my brand. That way, as I'm putting in the content, it looks right and it is already on brand, so I can make appropriate design decisions. So if I come into edit mode and I click on this little pencil icon or paintbrush icon in the top right, you can see I can change my fonts, my colors, buttons, and some other things down here. Let's look into fonts. You can either change things individually by clicking into the headings and choosing your font this way, or if you don't have specific brand fonts yet and you need to select a font pairing, if you click on the fonts here, it will pop up some recommended font packs, and you can choose a couple fonts that they've already paired together to look good as font pairings, or you can customize and make your own. But I will show you here, if I go ahead and click on this font pairing, as soon as I select it, you can see it changed the content over on the page. So any changes you make in the site styles will immediately appear on the screen for you to check out. So let's go with these fonts for now, and then we'll come into colors. Again, if I click the arrow and then edit palette, you can put in your specific hex codes here if you have them, or if you don't have brand colors yet, click on the palette here and it will come up with recommended color palettes. Personally, I think if you're going for a portfolio type website, that you want to keep a pretty simple color palette because you want your work to do the speaking for itself. You don't want all these colors around it to be too distracting. So I actually don't mind this monotone gray color palette. I think I like this one better than the one that was loaded. So let's go with this color palette. The buttons are just a way for you to change the shape. If you want them rounded or if you want outlines instead of solid, you can go into all of those other settings. But for now, we've got our fonts and our colors set. I'm gonna hit save just to make sure. And next thing I want to do is come into the site header. So the site header is up here at the top with the navigation, my name, you see login, and then the social media and a cart. So to customize this, let's start with my name. If you have a specific logo, click on your site title, then the pencil icon, and you can drag and drop your logo image in here. Let's see, just for the sake of demonstration, let me go ahead and put in my Designing the Road logo because I do have that handy. And then you can see I can change the logo height, and that will change right here on the screen. You can also change the mobile size as well. If I click into the mobile view, do the exact same thing here, get right back to that. I can change how I want that to size as well. Okay, let's go back into edit design for the whole header itself. You can change the layout of your header here, but if you're going for a template, you might already like this layout, so you don't have to change it. But if you want to, this is where it lives. You can change the space between the links that are in the header. You can change the spacing of the various elements. You can see login gets farther away from the social media icons this way. You can add a drop shadow, a border. You can fix the position of the header. I usually like to make the height a little bit slimmer so you can see more of the page content. You can make it inset. That didn't do much on my laptop, did it? But that'll just bring it in if you're on a bigger computer screen. If you want to change the color of it, you can either pick a solid color that will apply across your whole site. Right now it is on adaptive, so that means whatever color you picked for that top section of the page will apply to the header itself. We can leave it at that, as that, since that is what is in the template. So I'm going to again click save and exit. Okay, we've got your fonts, your colors, and your header all styled. And you can see since I started editing on this main work homepage, it turned my work demo page into a real page. So these will all be demos until you actually start editing them. So let's go through each page and I will show you how to customize what is included in the template. You can see this main, it's technically the home page, but the work page, so to show off your work of your portfolio. To customize this page, we've got the text up here that will be about you. We've got some graphics and titles of your work. Subscribe for email updates, and then these are just hyperlinks to the other pages. So let's come back into edit mode. To change this text, you really just you can highlight it and then type in your own text right there. You'll see that this is header 2. I honestly would recommend that you make this header 1. For SEO purposes, we don't want to leave out any of the headers. So you want to include a header 1 on every page, just one header 1 on each page, and then header 2, header 3, but you don't want to skip any of these levels. So you don't want to leave out header 1 and then go straight to header 2, because that will affect your SEO. So header 1 should be the most important text on the page. I recommend that it includes your brand name, your business name, whatever you're going by here, and then a short description, 50 or 60 characters of what your site is all about, or the page is all about. Okay, so we've got that up there. It's a little big. We'll work on that in a minute. Now let's come down here to manage these projects. If I just hover over this section, you can see in the top right, there is a manage projects option. It wants me to save before we do that. Okay, let's go back into edit mode. Manage projects, there we go. And you can see that there's just a list here of their portfolio. So if I click into Gary Gator's Locksmith, you can see that when the project is clicked on, there's a little bit more about the project. So let's go and create our own project. If I click this plus button up here, and then you can either select from one of these templates that's already set up for you, or you can add a blank project. Okay, so you're going to add your feature image in here. Let's see if I can pull in a feature image really quick. I'm going to add in this brand photo of mine. And we will give it a title. Let's pretend I'm a photographer. Okay, and then you can see it took the title of my project and made it the URL for this page. That looks good. The SEO, if you want to give each of your projects their own boost of SEO, you can write a description for each here. Now you can see it gives you 400 characters. I would recommend doing about 200 because if you get any longer than that, it will start cutting off your description. So you can add that in right here. A social image, it's already pulled the one I've put in there, so that's great. But if you want to change that, you can do that right there. So now let's save that. And I'm going to click into this right here and edit. So now we have to actually customize the page itself. So let's do add a blank section. We will give it our title. And again, we'll do header 1 here because that's the most important. It's the title of this page. Center it. Let's see, I'll add a section here. We'll do a blank section, and I'm going to do edit section, background, add an image, select from library since I've already uploaded this photo, and select add. I'm going to take the opacity off of that. And if you want to adjust the focal point or the way the image is technically cropping, you can just move this little circle around here on the image. We'll leave it kind of here in the center. And then add a section. I think on that main template page they had a little description about their project here. There we go. The yellow line means everything's centered up. I'm actually going to show you this AI tool while I'm at it. If I click on this AI tool, I'm going to say write a paragraph about my brand photography for designing the row. See what it comes up with. There we go. So of course you can write your own things, but for the sake of time and just showing you how to customize this template, that will work for me. If you want to change the background of any of these sections, click Edit Section, Colors, and then you have your whole color palette here to choose from. So you can click through these and see which one you like the best. We'll go with the white. I'm going to hit Save there and Exit. Let's see what happens if I click and drag and move this up to the top here. Let's go back to our main homepage, and there you see I have added my own portfolio work project, whatever you want to call it, right here on the homepage. I would recommend that you just select all of these that are in the template, and then you can just hit delete down here. That way you have your own blank slate to start from, unless you want to use them as the template to get started and just replace all the info. Just remember when you do that, and under settings, you definitely want to change the URL so that your project is not named whatever your domain name is /work/Gary Gators Locksmith, okay? Perfect. Okay, so let's go back to website. We'll go back to our main work page here. So if I scroll down, we've got a little bit more to customize here on this main homepage. You've got your subscribe block here. If I click on it and then click the pencil icon, you'll want to customize this. You can change the title to whatever you want, change this text to whatever you want. If you want people to give you their name, you can ask them for that. Under design, you can change the alignment, you can make it stack. I think this way they have it is pretty good though. Under storage, automatically your email subscribers are going to save to the back end of your Squarespace website. But if you click on other storage options, you can either send them to Google Drive, you can use Zapier to send them to another platform, or connect directly to MailChimp. I have a couple videos on how to do that if you are interested though. I'll link those in the description for you to check out. Okay, almost to the end here. If I hover over this footer and click Edit Site Footer, here we've got Work, Shop, Blog, and Contact. So if you keep the pages that they have in this template, this will be good to go. But if for whatever reason you decide to rename something or add a page, you're going to want to add it here. So just type out your text, and then we're going to highlight it. Click this little link icon here, and then you can see the pages that you have on your site will appear here. And you can just select the page that you want to link your text to, and that's how that works. Honestly, I usually just get rid of the Made with Squarespace. Then something I do like to add, it's kind of hiding under my face, the little add button, but if I click, let's see if it'll let me click. I'm gonna add a section to give me some more space here. Okay, if I add a block, I like to add the social links in the footer. Which, speaking of, we customized that header, but I didn't get all the way over to the right elements, did I? Let's go back and do that. So we will get your social links in place, but I like to add those to the footer. So let's remove that section. Just, I needed the space to be able to get under my face bubble there. So let's save our homepage, exit, come back into edit mode here, edit site header. Let's go back up. I just got so excited about the page content, I guess I forgot about this part. Let's do edit design. This time we're going to do add elements. And you can see here, I can just turn off the social links, the cart. If you're not selling anything, you don't need a cart. If you don't want people to be able to log into your site, which on this layout or template, there's no really neat reason for people to log in, you can turn that off. If you want to turn on a button, that might be nice for this template. If you want people to get in touch with you, to hire you to do work, you could turn this on and lead them straight to your contact page. To do that, add the button and then click on the button, click the pencil button. You can say contact and again attach link, and there is our contact page. And we'll hit save and exit. Okay, there is your work page. And we'll come back into edit mode. We got our contact block. Now let's go into edit site header, click on our social links, click the little pencil button, and then you can see all of these social links are visible because they are linking to the Squarespace social media account. So you want to delete these and then add a social link and type in your own. And once you do it up here, anytime you add the social blocks like I did in the footer, the links will be the same. So if I click exit and we'll come down here, you can see now it's just Facebook and Instagram. So whatever changes you make to your social links will appear across your whole site. Okay, now I think we're actually done with this home work page. Let's come over to shop. If you have a shop, this is where you're going to add your products. And if you do have a shop, you'll want to add that cart button back. So if we come into, let's click the three little buttons on this Have a Nice Day tee and say edit. You can see all of the details that you will need to have ready in order to create a product. So you need a title, a description, you need at least one image. For t-shirts, of course, you're going to have different sizes. So what sizes do you offer and what price do you have? These little infinity symbols are the inventory. So do you just want to sell it forever and ever? Or maybe you actually have the inventory and you only have like 5 small shirts on hand. You can mark that in here. Under here, you can set up how you want it to ship out, or if you want people to be able to pick it up. If you want to categorize your products, you can do that here. You can tag them with like t-shirts or have a good day, whatever this t-shirt's named, have a nice day. Yeah, and these are for more advanced commerce features if you want to upsell and do featured products here. Again, just like the work pages, you can set a SEO description for your own products. And if you need to customize what you're selling, like if maybe you want to put somebody's name on the t-shirt, you can add a form to collect their name at checkout. The custom button, if you wanted to say something other than add to cart, you can change that here. So when you go in to set up a product, just know that there is a good amount of info that you're going to need to have ready. I'll just cancel out of this. When you're ready to add all of that info, just like we added your portfolio work, click this plus button. You'll pick what type of product you want to sell. So if it's a t-shirt, it will be physical, of course, and you will land on this page like I just showed you, but it will be blank, and you can upload all of your info there. From there, you can either save it if you want to keep working on it later, publish it to go live immediately, or schedule it. So if you have maybe a product launch that's not going to come out till next month, but you want to get everything loaded in the back end, you can go ahead and schedule your products for a later date. We will cancel out of that. You can click and drag and reorder, and then everything will show up on your main shop page, just like this, but all the info is controlled on these individual product detailed pages here. Perfect. Let's go back to pages. Say, for example, you want to use this template, but you don't have a shop. If you just click and drag this page, you can bring it under not linked. Then maybe in the future, if you do want one, you can add it back and just drag it into the main navigation. I'd recommend coming into the settings and disabling the page so that people don't land on this random template page, though, if you do that. Okay, now let's go over to blog. This is all going to be the same. We're going to click the plus button and kind of just fill out the detailed page info there. So they have 2 blog posts ready for you to see. If I click on this one, they just have a picture and some text. So you can, of course, make your blog post whatever you want. If I click over here on the plus button next to blog content, you do blog title here, and then you just write your blog post in here. To add any other elements, like they had a picture, if you see when I hover over the content, I get these blue plus buttons. If I click that, you can see I have a variety of things that I could add to this blog post. So I could do an image, a gallery, a video. Let's do an image. I'm going to pick this one picture that I already uploaded. There we go. If I want to add some more text under it, just add another text block. You can keep writing your blog post under the picture, just like that. And then just automatically it will create these like blog post title links for you to let people scroll through your blog posts after they're finished reading. And just like your products, over here if I hover over publish, you can either publish it now, schedule it for later, or save it and continue editing it later. So it's just a draft on my blog feed. And similar to the portfolio pages and the product pages, if I click these 3 dots here and go into settings, there will be a few more things that I need to add. So when you add things here to the blog post settings, these will be the elements that will show up on the main blog feed. So these are the blog feed elements. When you create the post, that's what people see when they click into the post. So this featured image here will be your thumbnail on the main blog feed. This excerpt will be what they see on the main blog feed. Again, make sure you edit this blog post URL, and then you can go through options, give it a category, write your SEO description, update your social share image, and then I don't ever do the share or location option, and close out. Okay, we're almost done. We've got the work portfolio page, we've got the blog, the shop. Now let's do contact. This contact page is very simple. We will do edit mode. If I do edit section here and then background, you can see they have their picture here. So I can delete that, add an image. This time let's do browse stock images. And let's do photographer here. Let's see if we can find a cool, not too busy picture here. Let's go with this one. So all of those stock images are free for you to use on your website. And just like earlier, if I drag this around, you can see it'll reposition the photo. You can change the opacity so your text can be clearer and easy to read. You can also change the color of that overlay if you go back into your colors here. You click through your color palette. And then you'll just need to You just highlight and type in your email here. If you want to hyperlink it just the same way we did the page, highlight your text, click the little link, and instead of URL, this time you're going to click email. And you can type in your email. You can even pick what subject it will generate for people when they click that link if you want to. And that is how you customize that page. Let's save and exit. And that is how you customize the 4 pages of this Kester template. I'm going to show you a few more things. If I come back to this main work page and go into edit mode, I want you to make sure after you've designed all your pages that you come into mobile view and just give everything a scroll and make sure all of your changes look good on mobile. It looks like there's a little extra space down here to me. We'll clean that up. Hit save. Exit. Let's see what our blog, this really shouldn't change. I didn't add anything here. But if you want to preview it in mobile, you can do that here. Come over to contact, and you can see your contact page here.